Nectar and Loom and Leaf, both memory foam mattresses, but which should you get? It's exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. My name is Joe, I'm from Mattress Clarity. I'm going to be running through the pros and cons of each mattress, the similarities, the differences, letting you know what type of sleeper should get one over the other, so stay tuned. Let's get started by talking about what's similar between these two mattresses. Number one, they have a pretty similar base layer. They also contain memory foam, and as a result, they have a classic memory foam feel. It's a little bit firm at first with both mattresses, then the memory foam kind of kicks in and you slowly sink into the mattress. I feel that they're both pretty good fits for side and back sleeping as well. All right, we know the similarities, but let's talk about the differences. Biggest difference is price. It's going to be about $600 more for a queen for the Loom and Leaf than it is for the Nectar. Materials differences, they both contain memory foam, but the memory foam is going to be a little bit different. You're going to get a little bit more memory foam out of the Loom and Leaf. They also use higher density foams, so usually that means better contouring and better durability and a little bit better support overall, but it's going to be more expensive as a result. There's a firmness differences as well. There are two firmness options for the Loom and Leaf. I think both are going to be firmer than the Nectar is. All right, now let's look at the construction of both mattresses and see what the differences are. Starting with the Loom and Leaf, you have a nice soft cover. You have some foam quilted in there to give it some nice softness. Then you have 2 inches of gel memory foam. It's actually convoluted for more air to flow through. Underneath that, we have a 5-pound density memory foam layer, which is 2.5 inches, and then a base layer underneath that. Overall, it uses very high density foam, so it's going to be good, very supportive, very durable, and pretty supportive for heavy people as well. Moving on to the Nectar. We have a nice soft cover as well. There's an inch of gel memory foam kind of quilted into the cover as well. Underneath that, there's 3 inches of memory foam. It's not going to be as high density as Loom and Leaf is. Then we have a base layer. All right, what does that mean? Here are my general thoughts. I do think you get more out of the Loom and Leaf. It's thicker overall. It's going to be more supportive. The foams are higher density. You get more memory foam than you do out of the Nectar. It's just going to come at a greater cost. So it's definitely a more luxurious construction. You get more out of it. It's going to be more appropriate for more sleepers. However, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. It does have a pretty similar feel, but again, you definitely get more out of the Loom and Leaf. All right, let's talk about differences in firmness and feel. As far as firmness is concerned, I put the Loom and Leaf about a 6.5 out of 10. The Nectar is 6 out of 10. Definitely think most would agree that the Loom and Leaf is firmer. The feel is going to be very similar. It's going to feel firm at first, and then the memory foam is going to kind of slowly kick in. So the feel is definitely very similar. It's just going to be a little bit softer with the Nectar. You're going to have that classic memory foam with both, but just a little bit softer with the Nectar. I'm going to talk through how I feel in different sleeping positions on both mattresses. Starting on the Nectar, on my back, pretty good match for me here. It is a little soft. Switching to the Loom and Leaf, I would say it's a little bit better of a match from a support perspective, so I'd probably prefer the Loom and Leaf for back sleeping. Switching onto my side, the Nectar feels very good. It relieves pressure quite well. It's a little bit firm at first, and the memory foam kind of kicks in, so great match for me there. Really like it on my side. Switching on to the Loom and Leaf, also a pretty good match, but I'd probably prefer the Nectar. Switching onto my stomach, on the Nectar, probably a little bit too soft, but the Loom and Leaf is a pretty good match for me there, so I would say I'd probably prefer the Loom and Leaf for stomach sleeping. Mattress Clarity, we love our pressure map test. It shows you exactly how well each mattress relieves pressure. I get down on my back, side, and stomach. What really matters is the side sleeping results. If you throw the results up here, you'll see that Nectar has a little bit of red underneath the shoulders. Loom and Leaf has more yellow underneath the hips, so it's pretty mixed results. I will say in both cases, it takes a while for the memory foam to kick in, so they both are going to relieve pressure better than these pressure map results indicate.
Hey guys, Martin here to offer a different perspective. Joe's 5'9", 160, I'm 6'7", 230. I'm a larger person when I give my experience to the Loom and Leaf and the Nectar. So in terms of firmness, I said the Loom and Leaf was a 7.5, probably closer to a 7. On the Nectar here, I said it's closer to a 6. Now in terms of sleeping position, starting over in the Loom and Leaf on my back, really nice overall support. My hips sink in, not too far, really nice support overall. On my side, kind of firm at first, but it does soften up, so very nice pressure relief from my shoulders and my hips. On my stomach, it is too soft for me. I am bowing at the hips there. On the Nectar here, starting on my back, really nice overall support as well. Again, some nice lumbar support, hips sinking just the right amount. Very nice for back sleeping. On my side, I think even better pressure relief when I'm on my side, so almost no pressure from my shoulders and my hips. On my stomach, definitely too soft for me. So what does that mean? I think if you're a heavier person like myself, both could be good for back or side sleeping. However, if you're a stomach sleeper, I would look elsewhere.
If you sleep with a partner, there's 2 additional things you're going to want to consider when looking at a mattress. That's motion transfer and edge support. Motion transfer is basically if your partner is moving around on that side of the bed, is that motion going to be isolated or transfer over and possibly wake you up at night? Edge support is basically can you sit or sleep towards the edge of the bed without feeling like you can fall off. Now as far as motion transfer is concerned, I put these mattresses about a tie. Both have memory foam and isolate motion quite well. So edge support, I would actually give them a tie as well. They don't really have the best edge support, so you do get a little bit of that rolling off the bed feeling with both. All right, now the moment you've all been waiting for, which one of these two mattresses should you get? All right, as far as who should get the Loom and Leaf, I think back and stomach sleepers will find this to be a better fit. It's a little bit firmer, more supportive overall. It is the firmer of the two mattresses as well, so if you just want something a little bit firmer, this could be the right choice for you. And if you just need a little bit more support, I think it's the more supportive of the two. Maybe if you're a heavier sleeper, for example. Also going to be more durable, so if you're viewing this as a long-term investment, that's just something to consider as well. As far as who should get the Nectar, if you just want to save money, they do have the same qualities in general, have the same general feel. If you just want to save money, I would go with the Nectar. If you're lighter weight and don't need that extra support, you're going to be just fine with the Nectar as well, so you could save some money there too. Also, it's the softer of the two, so if you want something that's just a little bit softer, then I would just go with the Nectar. All right, that's basically it. Hopefully I've given you a good overview of the similarities and differences between these two mattresses, and you have a pretty good idea of which one you want to get. If you're still a bit confused, definitely just leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you're just getting started on your mattress buying journey, definitely check out mattressclarity.com. If you want to see a full list of our top picks, simply Google Mattress Clarity Best Mattress. Once again, let me know if you have any questions.